Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. This is the player ratings for Fleetwood Town 2, Everton 5. Similar score to the weekend against West Brom, only the fact that it's away today. And Carlo Ancelotti went with a much stronger team than the Salford game, which is good for me because I feel like he's going to go almost full strength against West Ham and take this cup seriously. But check out the match reaction for all that jazz. We are here for the player ratings, so let's just start with Jordan Pickford. Give him a 3 out of 10, and I feel very harsh for giving a player a 3 out of 10 when we've won the game by 3 goals, but there was only 3 moments really that he had to deal with, you know, a threat from Fleetwood there, and he messed up on 2 of them in my opinion. I think he was shouting at Michael Keane when Michael Keane passed him the ball back, but was there any need to touch it? When you're just well upfield, Jordan, I mean, you've sort of led to the goal there, mate, and I give him a good score against Tottenham. I thought he might have packed these little errors in, but it's his mistake that's led to that first goal, ultimately, in my opinion. Should just hit it up the field. The second one is an overhead kick, and you can sort of argue that overhead kicks could go anywhere, but it was straight at him. You know, he should be doing better. He's a Premiership goalkeeper. He's England's number 1. He should be keeping that out. It's straight at him. It looked even worse on the replay, so yeah, made a good save after them 2 moments to not allow Fleetwood back into the game. So he gets a 3 there for that save mainly, and the fact that we've won the game. But he was the weak link tonight, I thought. I just hope he just irons these mistakes out, because it looks like he's going to be number 1 for the rest of the season. So he needs to really, really pick up for the next game. Now, Nkounkou, give him a 9. I think he was absolutely brilliant today. You know, up and down that left-hand side, causing their right-back all sorts of problems. Him and Richarlison in that first half. He was man of the match against Salford. And I just thought he was brilliant here today. You know, he was magnificent. And to top it off right at the end there, done a lovely assist from Moise Keane's goal. He just looks like a real gem of a player. And I don't want to get too carried away because it's Fleetwood, you know, and Salford, who we've seen him against. They're not the best teams in the world, but he's looked like a superstar against them. He really has. And Marcel Brands really might have found a gem there for 250k. He was just brilliant all game. He really was. The commentators were singing his praises, and I fully agree with them. He was absolutely magnificent down that left-hand side. And if he came into a Premier League game next week, if Dean was injured, I wouldn't feel nervous at all. I mean, like I said, I don't want to build him up, but I just thought he was absolutely brilliant, and it just looked like he could slot right into that left-back position. So I thought he was really, really good. Lucas Dean, I've given him a 7. Him and Keane didn't have too much to do. I mean, he'd done a few neat and tidy balls, really, but the 2 errors, really, were... No, one was a flash in the pan overhead kick, and the other one was a Pickford error. So him and Keane really looked assured at the back for most of the game, and he's done a few nice little balls out to, you know, the channels and stuff, but I'll just give him a 7 because first half they didn't have anything to do really. Keane, again, a 7. Him and Dean just had nothing first half to deal with, and second half, like I said, it was mainly down to the goalkeeper for not keeping them out. But apart from that, them 2 looked assured at the back. I'm not going to give them any more because I don't know if they impacted the game a lot, but they didn't have to. All the midfield were doing it, so just a 7 for the centre-backs there. John Joe Kenny, I've given him a 7 as well. Could have argued it might have been more. He was way better than he was against Salford. Getting forward a lot more, that's what I want to see him do. First half, he blazed one over the bar, and I think he could have just passed it off, laid it off to Bernard there on the edge of the box, but it was a much better game for him than against Salford. I don't think he's going to wedge out Seamus Coleman at this moment in time, but certainly going a step in the right direction. A better game for him today, but he gets a 7. Fabian Delph, whether you like him or not, I thought he was brilliant, and I'm going to give him an 8. Went off after about 60 minutes, he was on a yellow card, but I just thought he was everywhere in that centre mid, in that centre circle today. He passed back a few times, I know, but then he passed forward at the right moments as well. I just thought he had a really, really good game, Delph. You know, I know I'm not his biggest fan. You know, last season he done me head in a little bit, but going by today, I thought he was one of our best players, especially in that first half. So Fabian Delph gets an 8, and let's not forget that challenge in the first 10 minutes. He timed that perfectly there. Great challenge. I think he got hurt, but I thought, oh, here we go, he's going to be injured and go off, but he stayed on the pitch. and had a really good game for 60 minutes. Sigurdsson, I've given him a 7. Some might say that's harsh, but I don't think he affected the play as much as the other midfielders today. But still had a good game, was neat and tidy, done a few nice passes, good few challenges, done a job in the middle really, but nothing more than that, you know. He was a bit of a quiet game for him, but done a job as well. Bernard, I've given him a 9. I thought he was excellent in that, you know, just making things happen all the time, always wanting the ball, doing some nice little moves. He got an assist, if I remember correctly, for Richarlison's first goal. What a ball that was. That was absolutely fantastic ball. James Rodriguez-esque, if you like. It was just a brilliant ball to find Richarlison, and Richarlison finished it off, and he also scored a brilliant goal. You know, that was a perfect finish, that just 100 mile an hour straight through to the back of the net. So Bernard was everywhere, buzzing around that middle of the park. Better first half, I feel, but he was still really good second. And I've given him a 9. I thought he deserved a 9 there. Excellent performance from Bernard, and he might be giving the manager something to think about there. But it is only Fleetwood, I'm not getting carried away. Alex Iwobi, again, I've given him a 9 as well. I thought he was one of the best games I've seen him have for Everton in a long time. You know, he got a lovely assist for Richarlison there. What a back heel that was. A lovely little move, which started from Delph's long ball. Richarlison played the 1-2 with him. But what a lovely back heel that was. And, of course, scored in the second half as well. But I just thought he was always trying to make things happen today, Iwobi, and running with the ball. You know, he had a quiet first 20 minutes, but certainly grew into the game. He hit the bar as well. All right, it was a deflection, but he was just making things happen all the time, and he really stood out for me today. I'll say my man of the match in a minute, but I just thought he was really good today. Iwobi, he really was. Richarlison, I'll give him an 8. Scored 2 goals. You know, he was really good in the first half. Some might say, why haven't you given him a 9? He scored 2. I just think in the second half he did fade a bit and couldn't really get him on the ball. But 2 lovely goals, really. And he was making things happen down the left with Nkounkou all the time. But solid performance from Richarlison. Just second half faded a little bit. But he's still getting an 8. He done really well that first half. Calvert-Lewin, I've given him a 6. And look, that might be harsh, but it was through no fault of his own, really. It was difficult to break them down until we scored. Done a few nice crosses, especially on Nkounkou, giving a few nice balls there. Just couldn't get on the end of a couple of them. I think he got on the end of one and his shot was blocked by, it might have been his own player, I'm not sure, but it looked like it was going in. There was one where he just missed out and didn't connect properly with his foot. Maybe could have done a diving header, but I'd have to see the replay again. And he done, just before half time, he took the ball down brilliantly. It was a good save from the keeper, to be honest. It was a really good save. I'm being a bit harsh there with the 6, but he was only on for the first half and we couldn't really get him into the game too much. But he done alright, you know, done alright. Going on to the substitutes then, Anthony Gordon, I've given him an 8. Maybe could have given him a 9, but he just weren't on the pitch for long enough, I don't think. But he got an assist there. I have looked it up. I don't think Richarlison touched it. So that will go down as his assist for Iwobi, I believe, was it? I think it was Iwobi's goal. But he was everywhere, you know, and he nearly got another assist for Bernard's goal, but it took a deflection, so I don't think it's going to go down as that. But he was just buzzing everywhere, and the only thing that didn't really top off his brilliant substitute performance was a goal, and he did nearly score a couple of times, especially when it fell to him late on. Thought that was in, actually, but Anthony Gordon, I think, will definitely leave Carlo Ancelotti scratching his head here to be on the bench at least for the weekend. He just looks like a lively player, and I think we've got a gem of a player there with him and the left back. He just makes things happen, doesn't he? So definitely, you know, a good performance for Gordon there, I feel. Got the assist off the bench, 8 out of 10. Tom Davies, I give him a 7. Some little tidy touches. Got a few little challenges in and just was neat. More a bit like Sigurdsson today, just done a job there when he come on. Got it, and you know, got stuck in really, but didn't do too much to affect the game, but just done a job in that centre of the park. And Keane, I've given him a 7 because he scored in the last minute. Couldn't really get on the ball too much, but he's buried it, hasn't he? And he scored a goal, so I'm going to give him a 7. Went on the pitch too long. But that is it for the subs. Now, I'm gonna look. I really struggled here to give a man of the match, but it was out to Bernard, Iwobi, and Nkounkou, and I was gonna give it to Iwobi because I thought he was fantastic, but I'm giving it to Nkounkou for that last minute assist there to top off a brilliant performance for the youngster. Plus, you know, I just feel like I give him against Salford, and he's continued it today by being absolutely brilliant. So he is my man of the match, Niles Nkounkou. Well done, son. If I had the champagne to give you, I would, but there you go. It's brilliant performance, young man, and long may it continue. So that is the player ratings for Fleetwood 2, Everton 5. Don't forget to check out the match reaction. Please like, share this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to check my channel out where I talk about all these films behind me, the link is in the description. Thanks so much. See you later.